Hello and welcome to Chat the Chief. Hello, boys.
Hello,
Good to
Katie.
see ya.
Hello, Kate.
Today we are going to talk about a subtle but meaningful shift in Gen Z's approach to work and career progression.
Tell me more.
Well, I'm going to start us off. I'm going to anchor us with 3 stats, okay? Not usually a stat girl, but
Wow.
today this will
That's a
kind of,
first.
I think this might get you a little riled up.
Okay.
So let me put on my bifocals here and let you know. All right, stat number 1, 72% of Gen Z workers say that they would rather be an individual contributor than a manager. And this is a trend that has been coined put the un in front of the wrong word. Conscious unbossing, okay? This is from Korn Ferry.
Unbossing. Nice made up word.
Conscious unbossing. Yep. Number 2, this is from Robert Walters North. I'm going to cite the sources so it sounds legit. But this shares that more than half of young professionals want nothing to do with traditional management roles. Instead of authority, they prefer pursuing expertise. And then number 3, a study conducted by NYU found that only 2% of Gen Z prioritize the values most sought by employers, which is achievement, learning, and a strong work ethic. Okay. So those are the stats from 3 surveys. My question to you to kick this off is, are these statistics consistent with your experiences with Gen Z and Gen Z, so that we can kind of like, I feel like gens are thrown around. It's 97, born from 97 to 2002. 2002.
No, I think it's 97 to like 83 or something, right? No, sorry, that was millennials.
That's millennials.
Oh, yeah.
Millennials.
97 to...
97 to 20.
Yeah.
Can you Google it? You have your phone.
Yeah, I'll look. I'll look.
I remember the first one is 97.
I think it's like 2009.
2000. No, aren't generations
2010.
longer than that?
I don't know.
I had this.
I will say this.
97 to 2012. All right.
Because I sort of have 2 kids technically in Gen Z and then 2 kids in Kid Alpha.
Oh, this is
Oh, I haven't
And,
heard that
and,
yet.
and I
Kid Alpha.
will say Ellie and Will, we were talking about this week. Ellie and Will are the 2 older ones. They're 17, 16. And I was calling them Gen Z. And they're like, no, Dad, we're Gen Alpha. And they're like, I know, we're like the last cohort, but no, we consider ourselves Gen Alpha.
Gen Alpha sounds cooler already. But
I think Gen Z's got a little bit of stink on it.
It does.
I mean, I was a millennial, so millennial boy, they hated millennials. So Gen Z, I feel your pain.
yes.
Alpha sounds
I mean,
cool.
like Gen X
Did we
hated
catch it, man?
millennials.
Hold on. Did millennials catch it?
Yeah,
Or
dude, millennials were the
caught it
original.
bad? I don't remember.
Because this is
Ruined
how it went.
everything.
Well, this is how it went because you had baby boomers that, really, I think have messed up some stuff, but that's
Yeah.
another podcast.
Yeah.
And then Gen X came along and they were like, whatever, man, we'll do it. We'll eat it. We'll take the worst that 1980s and 90s corporate America has, and we'll just deal with it. We won't complain. And so they've
We
been
will
just
listen like Nirvana.
I mean, yes. Gen X has had
that's how they got through
Gen X has had shoulder to the wheel and just not complaining, and that's it. Millennials are like, we have workers' rights, and millennials
that's right.
were like,
That's right.
we don't want it. And it wasn't even that bad, but it was so much
Entitlement, I feel like.
yeah, we got hit with entitlement bad and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, I don't think it was so bad. It was just, I think Gen X was so quiet about it. And Gen X just didn't ever complain.
How dare you
And
find
so
your
we were
voice.
kind of like, hey, we have a voice. You shouldn't have a voice, but we did.
Yeah.
And then I think Gen Z is even farther, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's all that bad. I mean, maybe so. I do think there's probably some social media stuff that has compounded problems. When you hear studies like, where there's conscious unbossing or the one that was a few years ago, quiet quitting, which is like really nefarious. It's basically, I'm going to stay employed and I'm going to do just enough to sort of act like I'm working, but I'm not. I've quit, but I haven't left yet.
Yep. And it's no big deal when I do get
And it's
fired.
just like, I mean, whatever. But that just is like, boy, you're really just sabotaging your own career. But I guess that's what you want to do. But I don't know how much of that was actually happening, but that definitely got pinned on Gen Z. But I hear stuff like that, and it kind of gets me excited because the people we hire, and we go to great lengths to hire them, are phenomenal people. They are super ambitious. They're super hard charging. They work their tails off. They are ready to get promoted. They're ready to leave an impact on this world. And maybe that's one of the reasons why they win so much is because their peer set, if those are true, are not all about working all that hard. And so we go out and we find the ones that do, and they become great because everybody else is doing whatever they can to maybe just do the bare minimum.
Yeah, the last stat is what stands out to me. I almost get a little bit defensive of it because when I look at the people that we have hired most recently, I'm pissed off on their behalf. There's no way that 2% of us don't value work ethic and ambition. But then I'm like kind of proud of them.
Yeah,
like maybe you are the 2%.
Well, so my take, I loved whenever I heard all the stuff about, and I'm an early gen millennial because I was born in 1982, and I think millennials started like 81 or so. So I heard all the trash talk about the millennials, and I secretly loved it because I knew I wasn't that way.
Yeah.
And I was like, great, man, if that's how millennials want to be, that's cool, because this millennial is not going to be that way, and I'm just going to put everybody else out of business. That's cool.
Yep.
And so I think if you're competitive and you're ready to get after it, then it's fine if that's how people feel about your generation. You get to be the one that gets to be the outlier.
Yeah, it's yours for the taking.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of funny that it's about if you buy into it. Like the difference between the Gen Xer and the millennial or the Gen Zer is like the Gen Xer kind of had to live in the real world.
Yeah.
They just lived in the real world. There's no like social media or real media to buy into
Right.
That's
about
right.
what you should be.
Right.
They were just like, I got to go to school. I got to get a job. I got to pay for the stuff. I got to
There's
live.
no TikTok
Yeah.
trends that were like
It was
life
like
hacks.
Now it's so hard. If you're Gen Z, you're like, what do I believe? What's my source of truth? Because like your source of truth is people sensationalizing stuff so they get more clicks on the internet.
Or it's ChatGPT.
And then that's like your identity is like getting tied to these things that's like that thing is actually not rooted in maybe goodness. It's rooted in sensationalism and clicks.
Yeah.
I don't end
Like that has a
It's, like,
generation
gotta be
that
so
has a
hard.
generation changing effect for
And
sure.
I actually feel super lucky because I still feel before that, right? Like I think I'd built myself in many ways, my identity, who I am, before that social media era.
Absolutely.
Like, right? Like,
could come and shape how you
yeah, like my grandfather shaped like what I believe about the world, right? Like
Yeah, that's right.
Like my dad, like my,
Not the
my experiences
algorithm.
playing sports, like that's who I was, right? I feel like that's got to be hard. Gen Z, you're like the new TikTok trend and conscious unbossing now gets hit.
Yeah.
And you have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Like I never had to deal with that. It was like
Yeah.
get good grades, work hard, get a good job,
Yeah.
be a good person. That was sort of the like foundation.
Right. Well,
Right?
I suppose if that is true, or even if half of the people don't value good work ethic, maybe that does bleed into a lack of desire to go into leadership, because that must be difficult to manage the people who do have those attributes that are not wanting to work hard and aren't ambitious. So I wonder if there's a correlation between that they see their peers who aren't really giving it their all, and they're like, I don't want to be responsible for them. I don't want to have to pull the best out of them. What do you think? The drive behind that.
I mean, the things I don't like about hearing it is it sounds very individualistic and consciously unbossed and just take care of you. It sounds anti-establishment, or that the establishment is trying to do something and you need to be. So there's like that side of it. There's the other side of it, like, yeah, the economy has changed. Gig workers, specialization, AI. You could build a company, so maybe that's the not so dark side of it, right?
Yeah.
What I just think about that topic is, it's just important for everybody to know who you are and to learn your strengths and then to go after a purpose. And I think sometimes that purpose might be very individually targeted, and that's totally cool. Maybe you could be the best in the world at something. But I think a lot of times, like impact on other people, collaboration with other people is so critical. So it's like,
you talk about the social media topic, and then in contrast with the purpose, it takes time and intentionality to think about your purpose and determine your purpose. And it's so easy. I'm guilty of this, to, at the end of the day, just scroll, like mindless scroll. My husband and I call it parallel scrolling. Like you just like want to tune out.
Yep.
But really, you have to set aside time to think about who you want to be and how you want to contribute to society and how you want to show up for the people around you, and define that purpose and then go after it. And I do fear that if you are addicted and if you don't have the ability to delete that app even for a week or a month, like how do you even define that and know that perhaps leadership is something that you want to pursue and how you want to show up for people in the workforce or at home?
it's a deep topic.
It's tough.
It's a deep topic. Like you have to be careful with what you're putting in because it matters.
Yeah. What do you
And
think about
will inform you. Yeah.
what do you think about conscious unbossing?
Well, I mean, hearing parts of it are not so bad. If there's people would rather develop an expertise, I think that's very cool. If it is more of a focus on, man, I don't know if I want to get into leadership. I want to be really good at this one domain. I think there's amazing elements of that. Not everybody needs to be in leadership. Not everybody should want to be in leadership. I watched my mom, after she was a registered nurse for 10 years, become a pharmaceutical sales rep, and did that as an individual contributor very successfully until she was 65. She retired last year. She had tons of opportunities to be district managers and stuff. And she said, no, I just want to do this. And she had an amazing work ethic. She's a business role model of mine. So I think that's totally fine. I think what is weird is if there is something darker there.
Yeah.
That is like, I'm going to do whatever I can to sort of sabotage my own, I don't know, career advancements so I don't have to be in leadership. And I don't know if that's what it's saying, but if that's a little bit of what's going on, I hope not, because, man, don't take yourself off the field. Mm-hmm. Like if you want to change something, you got to get in and change it. Don't just like go off by yourself and be like, well, that's it. Like, I don't know. I come from the mindset of, I want to be part of the solution. I want to be part of the solution. And if that means I need to step up to leadership, then that's what I want to do. Now I'm more wired that way. Other people aren't and don't need to be, and that's okay. But I don't know. I don't like just sort of giving up and being like, well, the whole world of leadership or bosses are stupid and bad, so I'm just going to do this thing, because I don't think that makes things any better.
The other tricky part about it is if you conscious unbossing, well, then it sort of makes being a leader harder if that's the environment that surrounds leadership. And I think that's a pretty brutal take, because leadership is super valuable to making the world a better place and to creating better things. It drives better collaboration. It drives more clarity of purpose, drives more clarity of focus. It's
if you don't have leaders, function. If you don't have bosses, you do have anarchy, right?
Correct. Right.
I mean, everybody's doing their own thing out for their own, selfish gains, and that's it.
Yeah. It's a flawed storyline.
And while on the gig economy, there's certainly, if you are opposed to being led, because it's different things, right? Like the choice to not pursue leadership yourself as a role. But then there is the distaste for being led by leadership and thinking that the structure of leadership is invaluable. Like if you don't like leadership, there are roles. You can be an Uber driver, you can do DoorDash, and you can make money that way. But I wonder, from my perception, and I'm hoping this is the optimist in me, that those who are choosing to pursue expertise and wanting to go down the path of being an excellent individual contributor, that they still have respect for and are wanting to be developed by leaders, again, being the optimist and hoping for the best. But they're wanting to hone their craft, and maybe they are. And I do think this is part of it, by the way. You see this rise in language and prioritization of mental health, autonomy, work-life balance. Like you see that language come up a lot, whether in social media and dialogue. I hear it a lot in our workplace. So I think that comes into play too.
I think this is honestly, as I'm thinking about this more highlights the need more than ever for great leaders. Yeah. And this a little bit if let's say there's really a thing called unconscious or conscious unbossing out there, I think this really calls out current leaders a little bit more. Because this is funny. So this morning I was on a run, and it was pretty early. It was like 4:50. I was running right down. Do you ever go up like Arnold Mill up all the way to like the Crabapple area? Yes. Yeah. So there's that Starbucks that was right there, right at that funky intersection. And I see a lady as a barista. So Starbucks opens at 5 a.m. This was like 5 minutes before that. And I'm on the sidewalk, and I see her. She's blowing off like the patio out there. Now, it's not a big patio. There's not that many leaves out there, but it's 4:50 a.m. on a Friday. And when most people in the world, by the way, work from home on Fridays. Right. And she's out there blowing off this patio. And I was so like, I actually stopped and watched her, almost took a picture, and I was like, this could be really creepy. But I was like, that's amazing content. But I was like, that is really badass. Yeah. That this woman making minimum wage, I bet, working at Starbucks, somebody is probably some standard operating procedure. You got to blow off the patio. She doesn't have to do that. Nobody would ever be the wiser. It's fall right now. Yes. It's probably leaves were on it the second she went back inside. But she's doing this job because she's supposed to do this job. And that is really freaking cool. Yeah. That is really inspiring that she is doing that at 4:50 in the morning. And so somewhere in there, I hope her manager recognizes that and pours into her and says, wow, thank you for doing this. I love what you're doing. I mean, you're telling me I bet if she's blowing off leaves on the patio at 4:50, I bet she makes a hell of a vanilla latte. So we need our leaders to recognize when we see people when we see individual contributors out there, like not just doing their job, but like really doing their job to the fullest when they know nobody's watching except for the creepy jogger at 4:50. We need to be like recognizing those people and inspiring them and pulling them up into leadership.
And Bert, while it's an indictment of current leaders, it's probably an indictment of current organizations too. Right?
Yes.
It's the organization that says everybody's got to go to the office, but then the office. Everybody's on virtual calls. There's no community. There's no sense of purpose. Like it's,
which I will say, shameless plug for Starbucks, which Starbucks is a customer. That is something that Brian Nichol, the new CEO there, has been trying to change. He's been trying to change just. I think a lot of the behaviors of the workers at Starbucks, and I'm like, man, this guy's got a tough job. I mean, there's tens of thousands of minimum wage workers there, and trying to get them from doing everything to dressing a certain way, to writing your names on cups, to blowing off like patios, like that for me is almost like, well, you may want to think about investing in Starbucks if they're getting their people to do that. That is culture shift.
Yeah,
that is culture changing. I don't think that was happening there a year ago.
By the way, it didn't take very long.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing a lot of
have a great day
and things, and the vibe of the people.
Yes.
That didn't take too long.
Yeah.
I would be curious if you were to take this survey a step further, like the way that you just described leadership, which I know is the way that you think about leadership. You just described leadership as development, as calling out the good and pulling out the best and encouraging that and making a person better than they were. I would be curious how Gen Z defines leadership. Like if they think about leadership and if they perceive managerial roles to be you enforce rules, you make schedules, and you determine who has to be where at what times, and they miss that.
Well, I think that's exactly right. I think they've. That's why I think this is an indictment. I mean, if all they have seen is leaders that don't get along either within Congress or within companies that are doing what you said, that are saying be back in the office, but they themselves don't go back to the office, or leaders that have laid off their parents because it was just going to be an awkward earnings call and it was better to just do riffs. I mean, think about all the layoffs. Think about all the layoffs that have been happening across corporate America the last 5 years.
True.
I mean, and so these guys are sort of like, oh, I got to like protect myself. I'm not sticking my head up. And so, I mean, I think it's as much that. And so all that to say though, if that is the landscape, to anybody in Gen Z that wants to go out and make a name for themselves, man, now's the time, because it is
so well said, Bert.
It is really, you are going to really shine if you can step out.
I think that's why we need to give the discourse on Gen Z is probably wrong. Like, I think many generations before had the benefit of a lot more certainty and a lot more stability. Like having to live through COVID in that time of your life, whether COVID disrupted high school or college for you, and then even just the uncertainty that's played out in the world, and it kind of still plays out right now. I think it's a great message, Bert, to say like, there's a way to kind of ignore that and to know that there are really good foundations that you should attach yourself to and focus on, because there's goodness when you do. Yeah.
And I mean, I wonder about, you said Gen X is this quiet generation. Nobody was really speaking for them. And then Gen Z, I wonder to what extent these viral moments or these viral terms are just inflating such a small population of them, and is overrepresenting just a quiet minority that is just fun to talk about, and a term that is just sensationalized.
I mean, well, that's you see all the same recruiters I see that we hire, and they are ready to dominate. I mean, they come in and they are like, out of my way. How do I get promoted? How do I go sell something? How do I learn the job? I mean, they are ready to get after it. So it's a fun thing to talk about. I don't know how true it is.
We all have to be very aware of that in 2025. It's like I got to host, I don't know, 200 Compass sessions where people speak very vulnerably below the surface about real topics. And we have to remember that what's happening in the media, what's happening on the internet, and that's not a super accurate reflection, actually, of what's happening in most people's hearts and minds. And we are way more in the middle of things than we are on the edges.
But knowing that it is to some extent true, like this isn't complete BS, like how does that play out? Like, is it just a flatter hierarchy? How does that?
Well, I think there's some dark ways to look at that, and there's some not dark ways. But I mean, if you really have people that like, I don't ever want to be in leadership, then like there's always a strong man that's willing to take the lead and say, oh, I'll tell people what to do, right? And then so if you're not careful, you'll promote the wrong leaders that have the wrong ideas, and the wrong intentions, and you just get generally less productive companies, communities, organizations, all that kind of stuff. And so that's why I'm like, well, you can't just sort of give up. I think though that, let's say that there's some truth in this. Yeah, that like, again, people can work their whole, just like my mom can work their whole careers and never decide to get into leadership. But I think if you develop a passion for something and you become really good at it to the point that somebody says, you're so good at this thing, I would really like for you to teach other people how to do this thing. I don't know. I think eventually enough people are going to be like, well, okay, yeah, maybe I do want to do that. And if they at all see it modeled, if they at all see good leadership behavior modeled in them, it's just so natural for somebody to say, yeah, let me give that a try.
So to pull on that string, what is the game plan or the playbook for corporate America to fix this problem?
Recognize the workers that are blowing off the patio at 4:50 a.m. in the dark on a Friday. Recognize those amazing individual contributors and call them out and see them and make sure that they know that they're seen, and try to pour into them with more training or whatever they need to continue to get ahead. I mean, it's plug in and be present and elevate those people that are like really making your brand what it should be.
Mm-hmm.
That's well said. Imagine saying, I'm going to consciously unboss after having experienced amazing leadership.
Yeah.
It's like not even possible.
Right.
Yeah, right.
It's like let Kirby Style be your boss for 3 years and then be like, I'm going to consciously unboss. Like,
Yeah,
what?
that's so true.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Impossible.
It's like, what are you talking about?
How do you train on that?
On leadership?
Yeah.
On good leadership?
On the celebrating authentically and inspiring others to want to be leaders.
I don't know if it's
that's a hard
training.
question.
I don't know if it's like, well, you create that. Mm-hmm. I think you could create it by living it and having amazing examples of it. You create it by rituals and showing up for those rituals and selling. I mean, you certainly do need to train on it. That's a part of it. But I think that's actually one of those things that you bring to life and you give life to, and you
bring it to life
put
with
energy
culture.
into.
Yeah, and you probably make
show
it
up for
important
it.
from
You
the
make
top.
time
Like,
for it.
you celebrate the best leaders on your team.
I mean,
and
that's why there's paperling chains above us right now. Nobody does that better than Bert. Like, this is like a system to ensure that he does that, right?
Yep.
So you have to create systems. And actually, some people are very good at it. They can do it very naturally. Other people struggle, and it's knowing where you are and making sure that you plan it.
Wonderful. Well, guys, I'm feeling, I guess, optimistic based on our experiences with Gen Z, and I think that we can maybe curb it and
Yeah.
We'll be fine. Well, at least
for us.
inside Global, we'll be fine.
we'll just keep scooping up that 2%.
And I'll tell you, like, the kids that I meet in training are, those values are, that's not, they're in it. So
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Gen Z leadership is yours for the taking. Go out and get it. And thanks, guys. Appreciate
Great.
the perspective.
Thanks, everybody. See you soon.
See ya. Hello and welcome to our favorite segment of Chat the Chief, where we get to ask questions.
Is it your favorite segment?
No.
What'd you say? Yeah.
I like it.
No, it just kind of was like,
I think it's fun.
I didn't even realize I was saying it, but hello and welcome to a mediocre section of the podcast, Chat the Chief, where you directly get to ask questions to the boss himself.
It's medium favorite.
Medium of the two sections. This is my second favorite. All right. First question. Besides AI, what is another trend you are watching closely that could impact our industry, for better or for worse?
Oh gosh, another trend that could impact our industry. You know, I don't want to give all of our secrets away. Robots. Yep. Robots. Yeah, robots. Robots, and that's it.
Great.
Yeah. But
Excellent
no,
answer.
They're getting kind of real, robots. It's like happening.
dude, there are robots.
chance of
There's
mine
like,
in my house.
I think they're like all over Amazon distribution centers now.
It's
They're
happening.
Like,
They're like picking up, you know,
They can stack
pencils,
now. I
and they
saw
can,
that.
Yeah,
Coming to-
but no, I think there's lots of trends that I'm watching. There's lots of trends that we take advantage of because they are as our industry shifts and pivots, we like to shift and pivot with it. But our industry is so big; it's $1 trillion plus. If all you did was just show up every day and continue to be excellent at what you do, I think there's plenty of business to be had in our industry, even with AI, even with robots.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, people are like really pulling on the Taylor Swift string. So here we go.
Oh, great.
She's everywhere.
What is your favorite Taylor Swift era? I know what it's not. And why?
I had to. Okay, I got a little bit of context. I am relatively late to the Taylor Swift game. Yes, I remember when she came out with Tim McGraw, but like I wasn't like into Red or Folklore or any of that stuff because I was just like not I just had other music interests. But as my daughters have grown up and gotten older, I've come more into Taylor Swift. And I love running to her music because it is fast and it's upbeat and it's catchy. So, I mean, I'm a Reputation guy all day long because I like just Ready for It and Don't Blame Me. And I mean, I just love, those are great punchy songs.
Ready for It?
Yeah, I mean, they're great.
That's
they're
so
great.
good. Are you into the lore of like what the songs are about or who they're about?
I'm not, but I love lyrics and I do love the story behind lyrics. I could get into the lore. I've never tried to because I got like a big job.
I'd rather you focus on those industries.
Yeah. I'm worried about the robots, so I don't get into it. But I think it's fun.
Good answer. That's a Steve Harvey reference. Okay, last one. What is your favorite emoji and or GIF to use?
Oh gosh, I mean, can I go to my phone real fast?
See what your favorites are.
So
you're a good GIF guy.
Thank you. You know, I really work at it.
It's a strength area.
I really like. I love this one, which is like, oh my, it's sort of like that. I love that one a lot. I've been loving this salute a lot lately. I mean, I love the side eye. I use the side eye all the time. I love the emoji with the sunglasses.
Oh yeah,
that's probably like a 43-year-old dad one to use a lot.
Classic.
I also I'm a big sticker guy. Do you know that? Yeah. Do you create stickers?
I've never gone stickers.
Oh, they're so fun. I mean, you will catch your whole text group off when you hit them with like a sticker.
And it goes in a different text too.
Yeah. So I like that. And then gifts wise, I mean, I try to pick a movie or a TV show and pick only gifts from that for a time and just make them work. So I've been big on Godfather lately. There's lots of that.
Picking a category for gifts is genius.
Yeah.
Having a consistent gift brand.
Yeah.
Just so dig deep into it.
Yeah, Godfather is good. I really like anything from The Office, of course, but there's a little too obvious sometimes. But I mean, Dwight's "Thank You" crying one is a great one. and then my favorite GIF of all time is anything from Heath Ledger as the Joker.
Oh,
so like honestly, my favorite GIF is when he's dressed up as the nurse and he sits down. No, it's not when he's walking away. It's when he sits down at Two-Face's bedside and he goes, Hi. It's that's my favorite. It just is so.
I might watch that tonight. That is the best,
dark and
weird.
The
best performance of all time.
Yeah, I would say of all time.
Ledger's Joker is so good.
Maybe Daniel Day-Lewis's Lincoln. Maybe. But Heath Ledger Joker would be.
I feel like that's just like your historic bias.
Maybe.
So that
could be that too.
Means...
By the way, in the morning show, which is back, everybody watch, the morning show.
I don't watch it.
I swear that the guy who runs the network is underneath his character playing Heath Ledger's Joker.
Really?
It's the only reason I watch the show.
Oh.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Whatever his name is, but he runs the network.
I know.
He's the CEO.
Oh.
He has undertones of Heath Ledger's Joker in his character. And if you're watching,
like probably
confirm to me.
Dude,
he's done things like that. Where he'll hit like the high thing. He's done that. I'm like, I know that from it's Heath Ledger every time.
He's probably just kind of quietly ripped it off.
I think it's in his character.
That's excellent.
I've watched Dark Knight so many times, and it is one of my favorite movies because of that. I can't watch the morning show, and we're at the end. We can kind of go on a tangent here, right? We're at the end of the
I think it's fine. If you're still here,
I can't watch the morning show. What is going on with Jennifer Aniston's face?
I know.
Wait.
Dude.
It changed a little.
Why? She got a new face.
Same as Nicole Kidman. Same face as Nicole Kidman.
I think Nicole Kidman is still like, she's aging appropriately. I don't know what's.
No, Nicole, something happened too. No, Bert, something happened.
Original.
Just like
I don't know, man. Jennifer Aniston.
Cox was the first one to go.
No, Jennifer Aniston has like new eyes and cheeks now.
Can you?
What?
It's weird.
I want to see the picture
of who?
So I can't. If you alter your face that much, I'm just out.
Yeah,
I'm out. It's too awkward for me, and I don't know what's going on. And
I mean,
just be like
be the Hollywood
she's
pressure.
55 or whatever she is, and looks great still. Yeah, it looks just do normal.
It's too bad. I've always loved that she was a natural.
It's all the
ager.
good photos. Okay, Jennifer Aniston, recent photo.
Yeah.
While you're looking that up, my favorite GIF is Tom Hanks and.
That's a good one. Oh yeah, Forrest Gump. I use that one a lot.
That's number one.
If you
number one.
That's
Forrest Gump on the boat.
That's a good one.
I also think the best emoji is the eyeballs.
Oh, she did the facelift that
I don't know.
the Jenner
So
mom
weird.
did.
I love the eyeball.
We'll
emoji.
put it in the
like when
show
someone
notes.
says something a little crazy, and you just put the eyeballs emoji in.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
one of my favorite things. Or if someone beats me
You're
to
talking
it,
about the side eye?
yeah, I'm always like, no, just eyeballs.
Okay.
like just the eyeballs. I get mad if someone beats me to that, because it's
I
like,
even know that there's just eyeballs.
oh, you haven't seen the
You
just
mean
eyeballs?
you mean the yellow face where it's like this?
Not yellow face, only the eyeballs.
I think you're confusing that with the side.
No, what?
Or maybe you made your
That's the
own.
side
Now you
eye.
can do your own.
That's side eye.
Oh, side eye.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's when it's like,
yeah, when someone's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that was look unhinged. Like, that's the best emoji. If someone beats me to it, I'll be so pissed.
you may be misusing that emoji.
Am I misusing that?
Maybe. I don't use it for that. Do you use it for that?
I don't really.
I would use like the head exploding maybe for that. I don't know if I would use that.
I use it as like or like Penn State on their fourth loss, like or they're about to lose.
Yeah, but so if
And then
you sent
put
me that,
there.
if you
It's
sent
like,
me that,
watch out.
Yeah,
How would you interpret that?
I'd be like, well, I guess the coach is gonna get fired, maybe. Yeah, like
He did.
yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. That works there.
It's like a ooh.
Wait, maybe this did become my favorite section of Chat the Chief.
Emojis.
Well played.
Emojis.
I mean, Elmo Fire
is a funny thing.
Elmo Fire GIF is also one of my top 5.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Top 5. And I think I have used that in the wrong ways before.
All right. Well, thanks for the insight. I think that we've all got some new material to use
All
for
right.
our text threads.
See you guys.
Bye.
See everybody.